Alrighty, so I'm really excited because I have not seen any of Savannah's team's faces except for Savannah's because I met her. But the rest of you guys, I think it's cool to use the Zoom thing because it's like we're in the same room. But I just wanted to meet with you guys and get to know you a little better and see how I can help you guys grow your businesses. I thought I'd just give some general tips off the bat to help you. These are things that even for me, 5 years later at the level I'm at, these are things I still have to go back to keep having success. Like whenever I'm wondering how I need to build my business or what I can do better or what I need to do next, these are kind of the focal points that you just always want to keep in the forefront of your brain and always be working on and making sure that you're doing these things every day. So the first thing I want you guys to think about, and you have all been on the phone with me at some point, like right when you got started probably. But the very most important thing, and I think it's important now that you've been in Advocare for a while, is to think about why you're doing Advocare. Realistically, it's the easiest thing in the world to quit. Like all you have to do is just not do it. It's the easiest thing in the world to not do too, because you don't have a boss making you do it. And so I think it's really important that everybody thinks about, like really thinks about why they're doing this, and not just for money. Like, yeah, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, we all would love that, right? But I want you to really dig into what that would do for you. It's got to be something enough to motivate you to push through the no's, push past the adversity, get through the days that are just crazy, because realistically, we're all humans. We all have life happen, okay, all the time, whether it's good life and you're just busy doing all these awesome things, or bad life, like crap happens to all of us all the time. But the thing is, you have to have a purpose that's so strong, no matter what kind of life is coming at you, you're still putting time in to your business, okay? It's good to take days off. It's good to take time off, but it's really important that you have a planner. Like if you ever look at my planner, I don't have it highlighted right now because my kids took the lids off my highlighters and I need some new ones, but I always have planned Advocare time. So you want to make sure that you have a planner and that you schedule out time for your Advocare business and you treat it like a business, okay? Which the reason I said that during purpose is because if you have a strong purpose and you have goals, then in order to reach those purpose and goals, you have to put time in and treat this like a business, and having that purpose is what's gonna make you want to go to work and put the work in and put the time in to start working toward those goals. So I want you to ask yourself, why am I here? What am I doing this for? And I want you to really let yourself think big. You can start out by saying, I want to buy groceries, I want to pay bills, I want to stay home with my kids. I mean, whatever you want. But don't be afraid to think past those right now things and think, I want freedom. I want to travel the world. I don't want an alarm clock. I want to be the sole influence in my future children's lives or my current children's lives. I want to spend more time with my spouse. I want to pay my parents back for all the money they put into me. There's so many different reasons you can do this, but you just need to think about what you really want, and think about what you would do if money was not an issue and if you didn't have to go to work every day. Even if you love your job, what would you do if you didn't have to work? Next thing that's important is being on product. And so a lot of the time I think people get into Advocare and they think, well, I'll just sell the product, but then they don't actually take the product. And so a very, very, very big name in Advocare, somebody who makes he's one of the top earners in the entire company. When we went on the Caribbean cruise in December 2015, he was doing a training and he said, whenever you feel like your business is not growing, check your personal product use. And so that's something that's always stuck with me, because I remember on that cruise sitting with Stephen Whitwell, who's the vice president, realistically, he's the vice president of Advocare I was sitting with him having dinner, and he was just asking me about my product use. And I said, honestly, I don't take product every day because I don't need it. I said that straight to his face. I said, I'm energetic on my own. I don't really need Spark. I don't really think about the pills. I forget to take them. And I was just being honest with him. And his jaw seriously like hit the floor. Like, I cannot believe you're sitting here telling me you don't use these products. And between 2015 and like middle of 2016, our business showed it. We weren't consistent on the products, and our business went down a little bit. And so if you want to build a successful Advocare business, you truly have to love these products, and you have to be passionate about them and what they've done for you, and show people what they can do for them. You can't expect someone to be on these products if you're not using them consistently every single day. And now that doesn't mean you need to spend $300 a month on Advocare products. It means find the products that are going to change your life in a positive way, whether it's sleeping better, having more energy, putting on lean muscle mass, like helping with regularity in the bathroom. I don't know, just find your stack that you can take every day and feel good. And don't be afraid to branch out and try something new, but find products that fit your budget and take them consistently every single day. Consistency is what builds this business. People watching you consistently, you taking these products consistently, you talking to people consistently. That's what it takes. So be on product. Your story is what's going to be what attracts people to you, which leads me into your story. So you need to have your story packaged. And if you don't know how to package your story, all you have to do is get a pencil and a piece of paper, sit down and write out these 4 questions. Number 1, where I was. So that's where you were before Advocare. What were you doing? How are you feeling? Like, what would be happening in your life that would lead you to getting into Advocare? Okay, so where were you before Advocare? Next is what you saw. What you saw that attracted you to Advocare. Maybe you heard a story, maybe you saw results pictures, maybe somebody posted about a group challenge and you had just put on 10 pounds and wanted to join in. What did you see or hear that attracted you to decide to get going with it? Next part is what did you do? What I did. I jumped on a 24-day challenge. I lost 10 pounds in 24 days. I went on to lose 80 pounds in 6 months. I mean, what happened for you? What did you decide to do? Or I got started with the business and made $1,000 my first month, or I made $50 and that put gas in my car. Like, what did you do with Advocare and what happened? Results, income, products, like what happened for you? You can even say I started sharing with others and here's what happened. And then the last question is, they say where you're going, but I've changed that to why are you doing this? And so that's when you share what I talked about at the beginning is your purpose. So, you know, I'm doing this because I want freedom. I don't want to have debt. I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to do the things I love. I want to pursue my passions. Like, why are you here? I'm doing this because I want to make an extra $1,000 a month so that I can start saving money to buy a house. I mean, realistically, your purpose is going to connect with people. And so you want to make sure you tie that in at the end and always end with a question. So write these things out. Ask yourself those questions on paper. Write down the answers and then practice. Get your phone out, put it on selfie mode, and practice your story to yourself. Like if someone were to ask you, what is Advocare? You want to be able to tell them your story. And not like a robot, like casual conversation, but you want to be able to have it in your head and ready to talk to them about. And so those were a few things I wanted to hit on. I noticed you guys were asking in that chat group about word choices. And I want to pull up, I want to make sure I answer the question properly. So let me pull up that chat. So we had Amber wanted tips on reaching advisor and reaching out to others about Advocare. And so I wanted to give you guys some word choices on how to talk to people because I think that can be a big hang up. If you don't know what to say, then most of the time you probably won't say anything. But what I do want to encourage you with is you can't say the wrong thing to the right person and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So if somebody is not interested in Advocare at all, you could have the best word choices on the planet and they're still probably going to tell you no. But if somebody is out there looking for this and they need what we have to offer, you can't say the wrong thing. They're going to get your message or get your phone call or hear your story at the park or whatever, and they're going to go, yeah, I'm interested. You know, like you don't even have to say anything else. I'm in. Even if you word vomit all over them, if they're the right person, you can't say the wrong thing. But as far as word choices go, I would definitely avoid word choices that are advolingo, is what we call them. So saying things like distributor and advisor and sponsor and cleanse and just any word, silver, pen, direct sales. I mean, any words like that can be really big red flags for people, even though they seem like just words that don't matter. People hear those words or see those words and instantly go, oh, great, it's one of those things. Sell, buy, here's my link. Anything like that is going to turn people the other way running as fast as they possibly can. And if you're doing any of these things, I don't want you to take anything I'm saying offensively, because I'll tell you I've done it from experience. Like, if you went through my old Facebook messages, you would be like, how did this girl get to where she is? That sucks. Like, seriously, how did she get where she is? It was horrible. Savannah probably got a couple of years ago. But anyway, so you don't want to use words like that because they're going to turn people off. You want to always think, what would attract you to Advocare? What would you want to hear? Like, what would you hear that would perk you up and think, I want to know more about that, right? And so word choices as far as, let's just say, reaching out to people yourself, because we all know people aren't just going to show up at your doorstep asking to join Advocare. You usually have to go out and recruit them, right? This is a work program. And so what I'll say to people, it depends. Every single conversation is going to be different. So I cannot give you a script, because honestly, you don't want a script. You want to have normal conversations with people. But just some examples for you. If I have somebody on my mind that I really think would be great at Advocare, or that, and I've done this to Savannah, like I look at her and I go, I've done this to her. And even though it took 4 years, Savannah eventually said yes. It just comes with the follow-up. But I'll just send things to people like, hey, you know what? You've been on my mind, and I don't lie about it. If I'm messaging someone or calling someone, I mean it. You're on my mind. I'll say, you've been on my mind a lot, and I don't know if this is for you or not. I'm sure you already know what I do and that I'm involved with Advocare, but I don't know that I've ever shared my story with you. And then I'll just kind of say what it's done for me. It's helped me and my husband lose weight. It's helped us feel a lot better. And now this is all we do, and we're able to earn a 6-figure income from home. And we're looking to help other people make some extra income. I know you've got a wedding coming up, so you want to make it about them. I know you've got a wedding coming up. Or I noticed that you posted that you wanted to lose 20 pounds by Christmas. Or I noticed that you said that you don't want to drop your baby off at daycare anymore. You know, like, make sure that you know enough about their life that when you share this with them, you can make it about them. I noticed you said this, or whatever. And so I just wanted to reach out and share with you what I'm doing and what I'm excited about. It may or may not be for you. That phrase always is in, no matter what I'm saying, messaging, texting, calling, talking to someone, it may or may not be for you, is always in there, because I want them to know it's not for everybody. And I also want them to see that kind of fear of loss. Like, I'm not here like begging them to join my team. Oh, please join my team. You'd be so great at this. I'd make so much money, and so would you. Like, please join my team. It's, hey, it may or may not be for you. I've been thinking about you. Here's what it's done for me. Here's what I know it could do for you. Does this interest you or not? No hard feelings. And so that's some word choices that I'll send to people when I'm trying to recruit people into the business. When it comes to products, there's a few different ways to kind of talk to people. Hi, buddy. I see you. Beckham's just staring at me through my glass door. Hi. Put your tongue away. For products, I will reach out to people And if somebody's overweight, obviously you're not going to want to just reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed you need to lose 100 pounds. I sell Advocare. Do you want to buy some? You're probably going to get people unfriending you. You're probably going to get people thinking you're a jerk. And you might even have someone show up on your doorstep and just smack you in the face. So you want to be tactful when you're trying to help people with their goals, because it is a sensitive topic, right? Like, especially for women. We don't want anybody telling us we need to lose weight. Usually we know it. And so what I'll do is I'll reach out to people and I'll say, hey, I'm really excited. I'm hosting a group challenge. I'm coaching people. She got an error message again? Hold on, let me send this to April. I wonder why she'd get an error message. It worked for you guys. So I'll usually send people messages like, I'm really excited, like New Year's is coming up, or summer's coming up, or spring break, or whatever, or the holiday season's coming up, and I want to be ahead of the seasonal 7 pounds everybody always gains. I don't want to gain it this year. And so I'm excited to be hosting a group challenge. I'm looking to help people with their weight loss, fitness, energy, and health and wellness goals. I was just wondering if you knew anybody who might want to be involved in this. I'm looking to coach a really big group, and the more the merrier. So if you hear of anybody who wants to reach their fitness and health and wellness or weight loss goals, could you please send them my way, because I'd love to have them join and I'd love to coach them. And so then it's not directed right at them, but they might say, actually, I want to lose some weight. I need to join in, tell me more. So that's the way I'll reach out about products. Another thing I'll do is if I see people posting that they're tired, or see people posting, people spill their lives to you. You just have to be the listener, okay? You can't be the person who's in line at the supermarket like this, like, I hope nobody talks to me. I just want to scroll through Facebook because I can't look and make eye contact or have a conversation with someone for 30 seconds because my phone's more important. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person who scrolls through Facebook and sees things but doesn't care. Like, your job in Advocare is to care. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but Advocare, it's kind of in your job title. Advocate to care for people. And so don't just scroll past people's statuses when they're telling you they're tired. If they say, I'm exhausted today, I wish today was over, you can help them. Don't just scroll through people's things when they say, I'm really sad, my baby cried the whole time when I left him for daycare. You can help them. When you're in line at the grocery store, instead of just like staring at your phone while they beep your groceries, make conversation with the cashier. Do you think that person wants to be there all the time? No, they probably love some extra income, or maybe they love being a cashier and they're freaking tired. So give them a spark, right? There was one girl on my team a while back. She was like the pro sparker. She would literally carry water bottles and spark with her, and she'd go to the grocery store and she'd pick a different line every time she went. And while she was talking to the person checking her out, she'd be like, how's your day? If you ask people questions, they will talk to you. How's your day? And they'd say, oh man, I've been here since 6 a.m. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go home. And she'd say, oh my gosh, I totally know how you feel. Actually, I have something I bet you'd love. And she'd get the water bottle out and say, hey, sip this down to the label. They'd take a drink to the label, and she'd say, okay, give it back. She'd dump the spark and put the lid on, shake it up while she shared her story. So she'd be sharing her story while she shook the spark. I used to be exhausted too. I've got kids. I have a job. Thank God for this spark stuff. It saved my life. I've never felt better. Take the lid off. Keep the lid so they can't just put it back on and throw it somewhere. Hand them the spark, and then keep talking to them. And then she'd say, you know what, I'll follow up with you next time I'm in here and see how great you feel, right? So, that's definitely out of a lot of people's comfort zone. It worked for her, though. She recruited cashiers at the grocery store, sharing spark with them. But my point of all of that is, don't be afraid to get into people's lives and notice, because there are people like praying for somebody like you to walk into their lives and change their lives. You just have to be bold enough to care and ask questions and share your story. So that's what I have written down. Savannah, What else do you feel like you want me to talk about? Or Amber, what questions do you have that I can help you with? Because that's what I've got written, and that's as far as I got.
You really touched on, I think, just about everything. I mean, I loved hearing even the extra ideas on how to come across to people where you're not coming across pushy, where you seem you really are interested. I don't think I've ever heard you say like those specific phrases before, and it kind of was eye opening. So that helped me. I actually wrote it down. I was like, oh, this is good.
Good.
But
Glad to hear it.
yeah, I don't know. Amber, do you have anything you feel like you need a little bit more coaching on?
Well, I'm shy, so sometimes I have a hard time like reaching out to people and I guess just being open.
You have a hard time reaching out to people and what?
Because I'm very shy.
Well, here's what I say about shy. I've never necessarily been shy, but I've been told I'm super awkward, which is kind of similar. To the point where I'm like pretty socially awkward. If you put me in a room with people, I would rather speak in front of 10,000 people that I don't know than be put in a room with 5 people from high school. Like I went to a bridal shower 2 weeks ago, and it was all these people from high school I haven't seen since high school, and I literally just like went and sat on the couch and just like didn't even know what to do because I am a weirdo when it comes to people I know. But anyway, I don't like people looking at me. Before Advocare, I did not like talking to people at all. If my phone would ring, I would ignore it unless it was my mother. She was the only person I would talk to on the phone. And yeah, so what I say about shy people, there's 2 things. One, when you open your mouth to talk, people will listen. Because if you're quiet and you're shy, if you're going to get out of your comfort zone and share something with somebody, they're going to be like, whoa, hold up. Amber's got something to say. We better listen. You know, like my Tanner's dad, he is, I mean, now that I've been in the family like 7 years, he's not shy at all. But like when I first got into their family, he'd never talk. And I'd ask Tanner, does your dad talk like ever? And he's like, yeah, he does. And I'm like, he's so quiet. Like he seriously doesn't talk. And so then when he would talk, I seriously would be like, everybody shut up. Shut up. Todd's talking. Like I have to listen to him because he has words coming out of his mouth and it's gotta be important. And every single time it'd be something sarcastic and funny or perverted. So you know what, that wouldn't prove me wrong, that whatever. Anyway, what I'm getting at is when quiet people and shy people talk, people take notice. Like it's actually super powerful that you're quiet and shy. Because when people like me now, like the KK you guys know now, when I talk, everybody's like, that girl don't shut up. Like, I can't even listen to her because she just rattles her mouth off 24/7. But back before I was this way, it was like, okay, she's talking, like, let's listen. She's got something to say. So own that. The second thing I'll say about being shy is realistically, you have the power to change that, right? Like, you know, we'll go back to purpose here. For me, when I first started and I didn't want to talk to people and I was shy and I worried a lot about what people thought of me, which was a big part of why I'm socially awkward, is because I care way too much about what people think, which is still something I have to get over. But I had to tell myself, is it scarier to go out there and talk to these people? Or is it scarier to never see my husband because he works so much? Is it scarier to send out some Facebook messages and share my story? Or is it scarier to think about having to go to work and never see my baby girl take the first steps? Like, that's kind of the motivation I'd have to give myself to, like, I still sometimes have to give myself pep talks to talk to people. Like, I have hundreds of people I still haven't reached out to. I have a chicken list of people that I'm terrified to talk to. I'm like, man, I know they'd be good at Advocare, but what are they going to think if I message them? Like, I still have a list, and I slowly check people off of it. I actually messaged one last night, and she didn't respond to me, but that's okay. But honestly, you just kind of have to push yourself. Like Advocare is definitely a business that requires you to get out of your comfort zone. And so when you're shy and when you're quiet and when you're reserved and you don't know what to say or how to say it, just remember why you're doing it and push yourself, like challenge yourself. Tanner and I actually used to challenge each other. When we lived in the really small town we started Advocare in, it was so small for fun. We'd go to the grocery store and walk around because there was nothing else to do. And so we'd go to Safeway, which is actually where he worked too, and we'd dare each other. We'd put Spark in our pockets, and Spark used to be like this big, so it didn't really fit in my pocket, but we'd dare each other or challenge each other to see who could spark the most people while in the grocery store. And it got us out of our comfort zones and helped me be a little less awkward. The first few times we'd leave and Tanner would go, "You are so awkward. You like threw that at that lady." I'm like, "No, I didn't. It was just like, hey, try this Spark." And I put it on the conveyor belt and I'm like, "I'll see you next time." And then I just like scamper out because I get all nervous. But we'd push each other and we'd challenge each other to get out of our comfort zones. And now it's all funny because just thinking back at the stuff we did and way we used to talk to people and the messages we used to send out. I mean, it's super humorous, but we all start somewhere and you learn as you go. But that should be encouragement to you that if I can do this, anybody can do this. You can fix any mistake you ever make. So yeah, what other questions? I don't know. Let me look in this chat because this Zoom is going to run out in 8 minutes. Why is this not working for April? That's so weird.
Yeah. I guess Victoria's her message that she sent, I think I screenshotted it and sent it to you.
Yeah, let me go pull it up. How to approach people, product description, explain things better when selling the products, what's the difference between the M&Ss, how do you know which one is right for people? And you and Kaylin are so great at it. I want to be able to do that. Okay, so that is where third-party credibility is so important. Everything you hear come out of my mouth, I did not come up with on my own other than my personal stories that I just shared with you. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. How am I supposed to train people? And you, Savannah, you're so cute. Sorry. Anyway, everything you hear me say, I heard somebody else say at some point. How to talk to people, word choices. I mean, sure, I might have like KK'd it up along the way, but for the most part, I heard and I still hear things you hear me say on three-way calls and on trainings and at Success School and at Mixers. And there's no new anything most of the time in Advocare. It's duplication. This business is 100% duplication. And so when you want to know something, or if you have somebody asking, they want to do the challenge and you're not sure which M&S to get them, that's a great segue into, you know what? I'm not sure which products we should get you on because I'm still pretty new, but my friend Savannah is a pro at this. Like, you got to talk to her. She'll tell you what's right for you based on your goals and budget. Let me get her on the phone. Get him on the phone with Savannah. If Savannah's busy, get him on the phone with me. We'll talk to them. You'll have a pencil and a piece of paper and you will take notes and you will learn. It is the fastest way for us to teach you, and it is the fastest way for you to learn how to do this business and hear things so that you can start duplicating them for your team. As far as the products go, how to learn about them is use them. Most of the things I know about the products, honestly, 5 years, guys. I've been here half a decade. Do you know how many products I know the ingredients in? I can't tell you all the ingredients in any of the products. I have no idea. And I'm not paid to know that. Our SciMed board is paid to know that. They know the ingredients. I trust them that they know the ingredients. So what I do, nobody, honest to God, cares what's in M&S. Nobody cares what's in Spark unless they're the freaks who are like, oh my God, is that ingredient in there? Because that's going to kill you. Okay, well, it's not. So whatever, go eat your McDonald's. Sorry, sass. Anyway, everything that I will share with people on products is story driven. because stories sell, facts tell. And so when people want to know about M&S, I'm going to say, yeah, you know what? I'll talk to them about their goals. And if they tell me that they're hungry all the time, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I was hungry all the time too. M&S-C is for appetite control, and that one just makes me feel great all day. Like I don't need to go like chew a hole through the wall because I'm so hungry. That one's going to be great for you. If somebody's talking about how tired they are, spark an M&S-E. Like E is for energy, C is for control, and 3, I don't know why it's a 3, but it's well-rounded core nutrition. That one has the least caffeine and thermogenics. C has a little more caffeine and thermogenics, and E has the most caffeine and thermogenics for energy, appetite control for C, and then core nutrition. And so I'm going to weave my story into it, not necessarily talk to them about what the products are, what's in it. If you get on the phone with me, Savannah's always on the phone with me. Do I ever go into great detail about what the products are? A little bit. Muted.
Sorry. I couldn't.
I don't know, maybe.
The mute button. No, we never really talk about what's in the products. Oh, and now I'm dropping the phone. Sorry.
It's all about stories and making I do metaphors. I talk about the cleanse, but I'm not going to say you're taking Omega-Plex, which is an omega-3 fatty acid. You're taking Spark, which is B vitamins and amino acids. You're taking probiotics, which put good flora in your gut. I'm not saying all that stuff. I'm just telling them what they're going to be doing and why it's important and what it's going to do for them after I talk to them. So 2 things I'm going to end with, because this is going to stop in 3 minutes, is when talking to people. Okay, go ahead. These are 2 things that really help me when talking to people, which I know, look, here comes all my family, which I know is what all of you guys are curious about, how to reach out to people, how to talk to them. If you are nervous to talk to people about Advocare, don't. Just get into their lives, reconnect. If you use FORM, FORM, it's an acronym. I'm going to tell you what it stands for. Family. When you get me on the phone, you will hear me talking to people. I never just get on the phone and say, hey, what's up? What interested you in Advocare? What are your goals? I say, hey, tell me a little bit about you. How do you know Savannah? So, hey, don't shut that. His fingers are there. Do not. Hey. Oh my gosh. Tell me about your family. Tell me about your kids. Are you married? Are you going to school? Oh, and that's where the O comes in. So I'll ask about their family. O is occupation. What do you do for work? Are you going to school? Do you enjoy what you do? So I'll ask them about their occupation. Recreation. What do you do for fun? What are your passions? If you didn't have to work, what would you do? If money wasn't an issue, what would you do? And then M is when I'll go over my message. So that's how I talk to people, like on 3-way calls. You just get to know them. And then as far as like reconnecting with people, when you just reach out, just asking them a lot of questions. How's life? What's new with you? I'd love to catch up. How's your family? What do you do for work? Do you enjoy it? Those kinds of questions lead into bringing up Advocare. It gives you a way to be able to share your story. And that's where I use feel, felt, found. And so if I'm talking to someone just reconnecting, and I'm like, hey, you know, what's been new? How's life? Whatever. And they say, yeah, I got this job. I've been doing it 2 years. I'm like, do you like it? No, not really. Like, I'd actually rather stay home with my kids. And I just use that because that's what I do. But I would say, you know what? I totally know how you feel. I felt the same way. 5 years ago, and then I'll kind of roll into my story and say, I wanted to stay home with my daughter. My husband lost his job. We needed income. And I actually found this business called Advocare. And now it's what my husband and I do full time. And it pays us a 6-figure income. May or may not be for you, but I'd love to share more with you about it if you're interested. And so that conversation started as me just wanting to reconnect with somebody. And it rolled into feel, felt, found because my story could fit into our conversation. So this is telling me we have less than a minute left. And so I'm just going to go ahead and say, I hope this was helpful. And if you have more questions, we'll talk. But Amber, thanks for getting on. And you can message me if you have more questions. Savannah, thanks for organizing this. And everybody else who watches the recording, reach out anytime. We are here to help you. We want to help you have success. But all it takes is action. Be in action. Help people win. And you will have success. So, thank you guys. I'm going to end the recording. Hold on.